If you believe in it, it can happen.
A man who has dedicated his life to the power of young people.
Driving young people to do better and smarter things that make their communities a better place to be.
It really was a first step in what has turned out to be a career in public service.
You have the right and you have an obligation to yourself to find something to believe in.
Oh man, the atmosphere was definitely very, I don't know how to even say it. I want to say like magical.
It inspired me to make a positive difference.
There was a person in the fray here who was vitally important. His name was Dr. Albert Schweitzer. He was the great humanitarian of the 20th century that Hugh O'Brien had the opportunity to spend 9 days with in Lambarene, West Africa. The time that they spent, Hugh and Dr. Schweitzer, at that apex, at that special moment when Dr. Schweitzer looked at Hugh and he said, you know, Hugh, the most important thing we can do is to help young people learn how to think for themselves.
My sophomore year of high school, this junior approached me and told me about some conference that he wanted me to go to.
My high school, I believe what they did was they chose a number of candidates, and so we were nominated blindly, and then from there we filled out essays and had interviews and were chosen from there.
I didn't know anything at all. I wasn't aware of it whatsoever. I hadn't even been to any leadership conferences in the past, so I didn't even know what to expect going into Hoby.
Turned out to be a great answer in terms of motivating young people. We now have a little over 385,000 that have been through the Hoby program. They're selected to represent their high school when they're in 10th grade.
It was so much fun. It was an educational experience on top of being a fun experience, and it was just a learning atmosphere. I never absorbed so much in a 4-day period.
Really intimidated at first because there's all these people screaming and yelling in your face, really happy.
I feel so good. I do what I do.
Most of my friends that I've made through Hoby are now doing what they told me they'd be doing when we were sophomores.
There are boys and girls, there are people of all ethnicities, but Hoby brought together people in a different kind of diversity, an intellectual diversity, a diversity of ideas.
The main theme that runs with every Hoby individual is that we have a passion and a great desire and ambition to share what our trade is with others.
Hoby gave me the tools that I needed to expand and to be a leader and to really recognize I can step up to the plate and I can take this position and I can show others how to make something better.
Problems out there are big, they're global, and they're connected.
And I thought that it might be interesting if I could put a group of young people together and to try to give them a kick up in terms of identifying how important the individual is, what a wonderful difference they could make if they were on the right side of justice and had good solid thinking in terms of what our country stood for and what an individual can do if they're motivated.
The number of teenagers volunteering in America has doubled over the last 20 years. And I like to give a lot of credit for that to Hoby.
It's just such a positive, thrilling experience.
A changing experience for me. It truly changed my life.
Little did I know it was going to change my life.
Probably the best experience of my life.
Hoby changed my life. The most amazing time of my life.
There's a spark that happens during that 3-day seminar, 4-day seminar.
Completely changed my life.
Changed my life forever.
It changes your life because you're molding your life.
So the ripple effect is just unbelievable. It's a way of putting our arms around tomorrow, which is, again, what these young people represent.
For the last 50 years, you've made youth service one of the important parts of your program. And we're really grateful for that, and we're grateful to the 300 and how many thousands of young people who've gone through the program and the change that they're making in America today.
On behalf of 75,000 AmeriCorps members, 1.4 million students in our Learn and Serve America program, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for all that you've done, and thank you most importantly for the leadership that you're going to provide for the next 50 years.
I don't know what I'm to do.